So in this video, we're going to look at the OnKeyHold function in CMU CS Academy. It's been a little while, I think, at least in real life time, since I recorded the OnKeyPress and OnKeyRelease. I was really excited for those, and then in my videos, at least, I haven't really touched the keyboard again. I mean, in terms of like, I've typed and made code, but not in my programs as much. Hopefully, leading up to this video, you've definitely gone through the exercises and gotten a chance to do that. But I'm really excited to come back to the keyboard for, from the user's perspective and just kind of see even more power that we have with this brand new function, as well as a couple little details that might be kind of hard to understand from the lesson itself. So I hope I can, do all those things and a little bit more in this video here. So what we've got is I just have a tiny little player equals regular polygon, center, 200, 200 is the location. It's got a radius or a size of 20, and it has 3 sides, so I made a little triangle in the middle here. And what we're going to do is use the OnKeyHold function to move this thing around. Just like any other function that they've defined for us, we're going to have to create it inside of our thing here, but it has properties, it's going to get called automatically when I'm holding a button on the keyboard. So I'm going to define OnKeyHold, and this does take a parameter. In the lesson, they make a distinction between the name of this parameter being, instead of key, it is keys. As you know, we can name this whatever we want, right? I could call it blah, and then just as an example, I could say, player.fill equals green. We can name the parameters whatever we want when we're defining it, and it will work. But again, it's all about making things readable and understandable. So they go through a lot of, hassle to let you know that it's not a key, it is keys. Because when you're talking about striking a single key, even if you think you're pressing 2 keys at exactly the same time, I mean, like within a nanosecond, right? Like fractions of nano and microseconds, they're going to be slightly off. So technically, the OnKeyPress function is only ever going to get 1 key sent to it. But if I roll my face along this keyboard, or if I just hold down my 2 hands on the keyboard, multiple keys are going to get held down all at the same time. So the big distinction here is that this variable as our input for the function is not a single key. Instead, it is a whole list of keys. Now, we will get to manipulating lists and dealing with lists way later, but the important part is that you cannot just, and let's get to it right now, you cannot just use the double equal sign to check because it is a list. So let's get to it. So, all right, OnKeyHold, we want to have my little character move around a little bit. So I'm going to say, all right, OnKeyHold, let's move, baby. So we're going to say if, and this is what I'm talking about. I can't say if the right key equals keys, because this is holding on to a list of all the keys that are currently being held down. I'm not allowed to use this double equals. You're never going to have a single special, key character be equal to a list of keys, even if that's the only key that's being held down. So we need to use a special extra word instead of the double equals. We're going to say is in. Because the variable keys is a list of different keys that are currently being held down, we're just checking to see if the right key is inside of that list. If it's one of the keys that we're holding, we're going to want to move to the right. And then here, if the right key is within the list of keys that are currently being held down, then we want to then move right. I'm going to try to be better with comments on this video and videos moving forward. So here we're going to move right by saying the player.center x plus equals, and we'll say 5. And let's test it out right now. When I hold down all these different keys, nothing's happening. I'm holding down a whole bunch of keys. Maybe you hear it in the mic. But if I hold down the right key, my triangle starts to move to the right. And I realize that the mirroring here makes it look like, I'm not going to try to fix myself. It moves to the right on the screen over there. All right, let's get the rest of this functionality and then see where we want to go from there. Now, there is going to be a distinction here between if or elif, if I want to have multiple ifs one after the other, or if I just want to do elif. I think for this video, I'm going to use elif. Only one of these things is ever going to happen on OnKeyHold. So I'm going to say, all right, else if left is inside of my list of keys, then move left. And I'll say the player.center x minus equals 5. And this will allow us to now move to the left and then, sorry, to the right and then to the left. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. So if I'm holding down the left button and I click to the right and I, then keep holding on the left but then press to the right, it'll start going to the right. And that's probably because my right, I'm checking for the right key first in the if, so that's going to happen first. If I hold down the right and start pressing the left, nothing happens because I was still holding the right already. So here's where the order of our ifs and elifs get kind of important. Just for the sake of things, let's see what happens if I just make it an if instead of an elif there. And if I run it, I'm holding the left and I press right. Oh, it just stopped. Right, that makes sense because now every single frame I'm holding both buttons. It's moving to the right 5 and then it's moving to the left 5, so they cancel each other out. I think I still want to keep it as elif just to show kind of one. We'll figure it out. Oh, is this? All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going with the video. We'll discover it together as we go. I'm actually going to use just if statements here. Yes, I think I'm just going to use if statements here. All right. So these are actually separated. It's not the same if block. Here I move to the right, I'll be moving 5. Move to the left, I'll be moving to the left 5. Let's keep going. So now we're going to move if up is in my list of keys, then move up. So we'll say the player.center y. Moving up is minus equals, and we'll keep it all the same speed. And then let's add one last one. Oh, that's an extra line there. Get out of here, extra line. And then if down is in my list of keys, I will hashtag move down. And then the player.center y, I will add 5. Make all these line up nicely. And we should have our little dude moving around. And that's looking pretty good. Nice. It can move around. If I hold 2 buttons down, it'll go. If I hold 2 buttons that are opposite of each other, they'll cancel each other out. It's looking pretty nice here. Let's add one extra thing, and this is where I kind of want to get to, is, all right, we're moving right, we're moving left, and all that other stuff. Because we have a triangle, why don't we have it point in the direction that we're moving? So if I'm moving to the right, if I'm at 0 rotate angle now, I think positive 90 will bring me to the right. Isn't positive usually counterclockwise? Whatever. Player.rotate angle, we'll discover it here. I'm going to set it equal to 90. Moving left. Well, all right, let's just even see if that works. So up, down, left. If I move to the right. Ooh, all right. Yeah, that does look good. Okay. So then we'll do negative 90 here. Player.rotate angle is going to equal negative 90. Let's do, for moving up, we're going to set it equal to 0. And then 180 degrees, I guess, would be all the way around, right? Equals 180. Now let's see what's going on here. Move up, it stays up. Move left. Ooh, look at this. It's looking really nice until I start moving diagonally. What's going on? It's like, it's just pointing up or right, depending on the way I do this. It's gonna, look, can I get it to point left as I'm going diagonally? It's not going that way. Either way, I want to kind of have like a 45-degree angle to do this. And this is where we're going to do you can check for multiple keys being held down using our compound. Wait, what? Did we use compound conditionals yet? Yes, we have done compound conditionals. All right, I thought I was in the wrong video here. So I can now check. Let's get the rotation right. So like we will rotate on diagonals. Oh, and the up and down, that happens because it's the up and down there after these other if statements. So the order does matter for these things, right? The reason I couldn't go diagonally and face left or diagonally and face right is because if I go left and then I press down, well, I switch the rotate angle here afterwards. So you're going to see the rotate down. If I go left and then press up, again, the rotate angle for up is the one that ends up happening last. That's what you see. What actually is happening really is like, well, actually, I don't know. That's interesting too. Yeah, it must be rotating there and then up. And so you might see like a stagger thing in certain situations, but it looks like to my eye, I can only see the one. Anyways, let's get the diagonals going here. So now I'm going to say, all right, if I'm going to go right and up, I want it to go that way. So I'm going to say if right is in keys and up is in keys, then I want the rotate to be, I think it was positive 90 for right, I guess 45. So we're just going to set the rotate, because it's moving already okay. We can set the player.rotate angle to be equal to, let's test out 45, and let's see if that's looking good. So straight down, straight left, straight right, all that good stuff. And now if I go both, ooh, look at that. The diagonal movement. That is pretty rad, right? So boom, I got my diagonal move. Where the other going, any of the other diagonals, they're not facing the exact right direction. They're kind of like straight up or straight down. That's like, ooh, look at that. All right, so let's do the others. And we'll call the video at that. Yeah, that's all we're gonna do. La 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 la. All right, so if it is right and down, so right in keys and down in keys, then right and down. So another 45 past 90 should be 135, right? 90 is right, so you're going further down. It's going to be, let's do a little copy paste here. Make it 135. Let's see if that looks okay. That's looking good. Yeah, all right. We got two more. Left and up and left and down. Let's do it. If we've got left in keys and down, I guess I should do up just to be kind of consistent. In keys, now we're going negative 45. Oh, and then I guess I could do 180 plus 35, so like 205, or I could go negative 135 for the next one. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Player, right. Player.rotate angle, negative 45 degrees. Oh, it's left and up. Yeah, it's looking good. So, yep, that left and up is looking pretty good. And then let's just do the left and down. If left is in your keys and down is in your keys, then we'll set the rotate angle to, I guess I'll just do negative 135, even though whatever, it should be good. So now, up and down, left and right, diagonal, 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 diagonal. We got a character schmoving, baby. Look at this thing moving around. Oh, that's so freaking cool and so satisfying. There's definitely more to OnKeyHold. There's the issue of talking about test cases, which I kind of want to do. But I'm going to leave that for another video. And then there's the issue of... I think that's about the only other thing I wanted to do. But yeah, this video is definitely way over 10 minutes, so I'm done. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you got something out of the OnKeyHold function. We saw how to use it with some if statements to check if a key's in there. We could use conditionals to check if multiple keys are being held. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.